Hi, this is Brian with the Generation Bridge platform, and we're doing a new series on show and tell with some of the people that we know in our lives that we love. And one of the first people who opted in and said, hey, I'll take part of this is a good friend of my wife and mine and our kids too. Her name's Marcia Cohn, and she is the nursery school teacher at our church. So that my wife and I can actually go and listen to the sermon once in a while. She'll take care of the young kids at the church and for other families too. But I'll let her kind of explain a little bit about more about what makes her tick. And then we're going to get into our show and tell series. So Marcia, thank you so much for joining us today. And, it's a little bit dreary outside, so it's a good day to be inside. Right. But would you mind telling us a little bit more about what makes Marcia Cohn Marcia Cohn?
Oh, that's a good question. Met you at the church. I've been at the church for about 20 years, and it's a good part of my life. And I lived in Monroe, but now I'm in West Haven. Much prefer to be back in Monroe. Let's see. I have to say something about my dog because he's new and he's a joy, but he's like the kid in my life because I don't have kids, and he's very much entertainment, and a responsibility. So, and I love the kids. I strictly came in to be the nursery worker. Just recently though, I get to go to the church service if there's no kids in the nursery. So
that's right.
Yes.
We got to have some more young families coming in, so we get a
few
few more young kids.
Yes. You got to get some.
You do love pets because, not funny about your own dog, but you also take care of a lot of other people's pets, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Right. Doggy care, which hasn't been happening during this virus time, but as a matter of fact, I have one on my calendar to start tomorrow, which has been canceled. But I'm hoping my December, my friends that have a timeshare in December, that they get to go. So I can take care of Hunter.
Absolutely. I mean, I know you're an avid animal lover, and there's so many other pieces and nuances as there is to every single one of us out there. Faith
True.
is also an important part of your life, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, yes. It's a great way to socialize with other people too. And as we look at Generation Bridge, it's a great way to break down the Generation Bridge stereotypes that are out there, because in church you're just all together as one group of people.
And age shouldn't be a barrier. It shouldn't exist as a barrier.
That's it. I mean, we all should be functioning together as a family outside anyways. So today you've agreed to do a little bit of show and tell for us, and the show and tell process at Gen Bridge is really about preserving a memory, something that's important to us. And so what did you bring today? And if you can hold it up to make sure the camera gets it.
Yeah. Now, are we better with my light on or off?
Either way will be fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, we can see the colors. I see a picture, looks like a watercolor.
It's
two trees.
Yeah, it's two. Yeah, and it was painted by a friend of mine's son, and as a matter of fact, it was a gift. That there was a time when I charged for my dog sitting because it's a job, but it was a time when she needed to go away to visit family and money wasn't. So I said, "Oh, just let me have one of Seth's paintings," and I cherish it because she said to me, when she gave it to me, she says, "It's just small." And I said, yeah, but small is packable. I can take it with me wherever I go. Should I stay or should I go? So do you want me to keep on holding it up?
Yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, not a problem. So it's something that's handmade. It's like, what could be better? I mean, I can go to the store and buy a necklace. I can go to the store and buy a pair of earrings, but you're not going to find this anywhere. So it's just very special.
So what about, I mean, if you were you allowed to pick other ones at the time?
No, she just gave me this one. I've seen his other work. Some of his other work is out there. So she picked out the right one. So and it kind of fits in with my other paintings or other stuff around the house. So
gotcha. And what about it though makes you feel like you want to take it with you? It's packable. Why is it something that makes you feel that way?
it was a gift. I love the talent in his. I just love the talent. It's green. It's about life. It's about nature. It's about yeah. It's just, it isn't one of those far out, all the different color paintings. It's real.
Well,
So.
right, and you can still tell what it is.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't have to say what is that. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no, I'm with you. For me, you can show that to me on the picture, and I know the colors won't stand out quite as much, but if I get a nice feeling, it's like springy. It is about life,
It's the green. Yeah, yeah. It's very green. Yeah,
and
green
there's
and green in the clouds, and the grass is green. Yeah, it's just a wooded picture.
now
You know.
is art something that's important to you overall, or is it really just that this was one of those things that you did as a favor, but now it's turned into something you really love?
Yeah, no, I like art.
Okay.
Not that I have any talent, but I can appreciate art. Yeah, I have one other one that I was going to do is show and tell that I'm going to take with me. That's the same size. So, yeah, but I have other art around the house. Yeah.
So if you were to try and let's just say that this was something that you wanted to pass down to your dog.
Okay. Yeah. Or somebody, which I
yeah,
was thinking
or,
about that.
yeah, or anybody,
Yeah. Yeah.
it could
Who?
be a niece, nephew,
Yeah.
stepkid, anything
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that, right? What would you want them to know about this?
Oh, maybe the reality, I guess.
So there's the backstory that goes into it, but is there
Right.
anything
Right.
like, you know, this is what it does for me, or when I'm feeling this way, I look at this, or is there anything like that really comes to mind when you start thinking about
No, I
why
think
would this
more of
be something you might want to give to someone else?
yeah. No, I think more of the gift of friendship.
Ah,
That that it was yeah. It's just yeah. It's the friendship behind it. But it
well,
doesn't. It's still a beautiful painting. And I think
absolutely.
it's nice because it's not particularly feminine. It's not masculine, so I can give it to a boy or a girl.
Well, that's right.
Yeah,
But, I think the friendship side, and that's really what
yeah,
I wanted to make sure I understood. I know
right.
how important friends are to you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
you're if it, and look, you could tell me I'm wrong or whatever, but this is what I've seen in you is that you're sort of one of those, you're like the connector,
oh, I
you
like to
know?
be. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You're like the person who is actively trying to keep people connected to each other. Like you're
right.
organizing
Yeah, yeah,
events,
yeah,
you're making sure people have tea.
yeah, yeah,
We've worked on a couple of events with Gen Bridge for Wiki and for other
yeah,
things
yeah,
where you're really trying to keep people engaged.
yeah, yeah.
And so now that makes a lot of sense to me on why
Right,
that's so
right,
important.
right, right.
Um,
Yeah.
have you always been that way, or
No,
is that
no.
okay?
I was I I was so shy. I was behind my mother's apron strings. Probably got that way after high school, but after I certainly that's the way I was all through school. So I have no idea what got me to change, but yeah, now I love connecting people. I love bringing the church people to events in West Haven, and I love bringing West Haven people to the church, like Santa to see Santa Claus and whatever else. Yeah,
Well,
and to the Wiki luncheon.
well, and was it Jeannie? Because I never met Jeannie at church. She was in
Um,
the nursing home.
Bachelor. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And you had set up that tea party, which to me was just like the most fun. And I'd never been to a tea
yeah,
party in
yeah.
my entire life,
Right, right.
but you made that sort of happen for someone who was living in a little bit of isolation. And
Yeah, yeah,
I see you as a connector, but
yeah.
you're always thinking of other people and trying to help them to find something that gives them a little bit of joy. And I recognize that and I appreciate that, Marsha. I really do. So
Thank
now,
you, thank you.
the last question that I have, and this is how I ask a lot of people, and you don't have to hold that up anymore
Okay.
but the last question is really more about yourself. And it basically goes back to, if you had to talk to your 18-year-old self today, what advice might you give yourself as you go into life? And people take this in a variety of directions, but what kind of advice might you give your 18-year-old self today?
Number one would be friendship. You know,
Okay.
you know, it's not the quantity of friends, it's the quality. And in order to have a friend, you have to be a friend. And just also the act of kindness. You know, like I said, she could have said, I'll pay you later or something, but you know, she came up with this idea, which was just, I don't know, it's, the Jewish word is mitzvah. It's do a good deed. And it made me feel like I had done a good deed. Oh, I loved your dog. Dog's name was Raz. But yeah, so it would be, don't forget to do a mitzvah here and there. You know, just, you don't have to do everything for money. You know, money isn't the ultimate. It's, you know, the friendship, and it's the, just be a good person. Kindness. Like I've seen on Facebook, if you can be anything, be kind. And I think that's because it was a kind gesture that she gave it to me. It just worked out well.
Now here's an interesting follow-up to that. Do you think that's advice that your 18-year-old self would need to hear, that they would need to kind of change a little bit? Or is it just something reinforcing what your 18-year-old self was like anyways?
Oh no, my 18-year-old self would need to hear it. Definitely need.
Okay.
My 18-year-old self was a rebel, you know, just anti-society, very anti-society. So yeah.
Oh, very interesting. That's it. Well, thank you for sharing that little piece of information there.
Yeah.
You know, I think what's important that I hadn't thought about until you just said it in that answer, the picture is still with you.
Yeah.
You did a labor, and the picture is still with you, and it represents more than just a payment.
Right.
But
right,
if you had
right.
gotten money, the money's gone.
Right.
The money's
right.
paid for something or something
Right.
else.
Groceries or dinner or something. Yeah, I have this. Yep.
And that's the kind of thing where we say, what's, you know, in some cases, what's more important than money? And so many things are more important than money, but we need money to survive. But if we get into a place where we're chasing money, then we're leaving behind the stuff that you just talked about there.
Right. Yep.
Well, Marcia, I hope this wasn't too painful.
No, this was fun.
Good.
Yeah,
Share that it was fun with a lot of your friends. And what we're going to do is we're going to be posting this up in the next couple of days, probably Monday or Tuesday. We'll put it on our YouTube channel. I'll send you a link to that.
Good. Thank you.
And then the more people that want to share a story like that, the better. Just
Yeah.
let us know. We would love to do something like this with everyone.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'll spread the word. You know I will.
I know. Well, I'm gonna.
And I can see my friends here. That'll be
That's right.
fun.
Well, and you can share it with your friends, and you know you can let them know how much something like that really meant and how much they mean to you.
Yeah, and you have to work on Paul.
Yes, I'm gonna work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on Paul. I'm gonna get in touch. I saw Janet last night at the Big Y. So I'm going to work on Paul, and you know, he's got a lot of stuff to share too. So
yeah,
you know, and we can do multiples too. It's fine too. But
Okay.
thank you very much, Marcia.
My
And
pleasure,
as
Brian.
always, it's a good time. It's good talking with you. I'm going to try and do more mitzvahs in my life.
Good. Hey,
and
that works out well. You do an awful lot though. You do.
We're trying.
It goes through your veins. Yeah.
It's something I would tell my 18-year-old self a little bit more of too. But God bless you, and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you at Zoom service on Sunday.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll be there.
All right.
10 o'clock.
All right. God bless, Marcia. Have a great night.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.